Good morning and welcome back to BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information. Following a recent workshop looking at ULD handling and the AIS, we're joined by Andy Cooke to discuss the next steps. So Andy, thank you so much for joining us this
No
morning.
problem.
Now, of course, at this workshop we were discussing ULDs. So for our members who are handling ULDs every day, what were the biggest operational challenges?
One of the major ones that was identified during that session, but also as part of that workshop that we had, was really that quite often the handlers themselves aren't aware of generally how many vehicles or what vehicles are going to turn up.
Right, okay.
So what that means is that A, that they turn up, B, there's then quite a lot of manual information that needs to be input upon their arrival. And of course, when that happens, it means that there is an ever-growing backlog. And also they can't be allocated a slot until all of that has happened. So you end up with vehicles waiting for that information to be typed in, waiting for that slot to become available. And of course, depending upon the time of the week or the time of the day, that backlog could go up and down as well.
Of course.
So what that means is that there is a real sort of lack of control to being able to manage that sometimes, so that when the vehicle itself does end up getting onto the door, there has to be a door available within that queue, but also there has to be the resource to be able to load or unload it. So you can see that that's one of the really big ones that was identified. Now, another one is that there is a lot of empty pallets. So when the containers are either loaded or unloaded, they have to end up somewhere, either where they came from or wherever else they need to be redistributed. And a lot of that sits within that process as well.
Right, okay.
So big amounts or big root causes that were identified. But what that does mean is that everyone accepted that really is the case. And it does mean, therefore, that we're able to start looking at solutions to that now, which is really very positive.
And of course, one of the big discussion points was also AIS, which is one of the solutions that you mentioned. How can that improve efficiencies for those operating at Heathrow?
Yeah, well, again, we've spoken about it in a number of different BIFA sort of TV episodes. Certainly, that visibility, the availability, or the visibility to be able to book something is very important. So you can do that in advance. So that allows you, again, that transparency to be able to control the process better. And Lawrence at the last BIFA TV that we had talking about the workshop, he did mention predictability as being really very important. So with that in place, that allows a much better control.
And now looking to the future, what should our members be doing to prepare for the wider AIS adoption?
A couple of things. Certainly, if you have AIS in place, please use it.
Yeah.
Now, although it doesn't necessarily bring all of the benefits straight away, it does mean that it will give us a critical mass and the availability of data that allows us to look at what the baseline is. What's very important as well is that AIS alone, we know, won't solve all the problems. There is also going to be a change in people's processes, the way that they work, to be able to exploit the benefits of that AIS systems. So I would encourage everyone to, certainly those that attended the workshop, to spread that message back within their own organisations.
And finally, what are the next steps following the workshop?
Next steps following the workshop, we're building the implementation plan now. So that's across the whole piece. That involves BT, BIFA, HAL, obviously Heathrow Airport Limited, and it will involve all of those stakeholders within that rollout plan. We hope to put some initial timelines. There's also going to be a couple of pilots, and those pilots are two forwarders that have agreed to participate within that. So we're going to get that going, because that practical application is going to be really very useful for us. The intelligence and outputs of that will really start shaping how we move forward with the much larger rollout. But very positive, and certainly for me, it does mean that we have a genuine and a real way forward with this now. And the output of the workshop is that everyone saw that and were really very, very motivated to move this on now.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Andy, for the update.
Thank you very much.
You can read further insights from this workshop in the June issue of BIFA Link, which is available now. We'll leave a link in the description. That's all for today's edition of BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information.